Welcome, everybody, on this Monday morning to we'll call it the show you'll love to hate. We're going to be talking about things that we all dread, the top 5 or 10 or as many as we can come up with worst chores that parents have to do. We're all kids, and your parents forced you to do chores, so you really didn't have any kind of choice. But now we're grown up, and we find ourselves doing the chores more so, cleaning up chores that our kids didn't do well. So this is a show, air it out, vent, tell us what you just can't stand doing as a parent. We're all in this together. We're all in this. Oh my God, it's Sunday. I just want to watch the game, or it's Saturday. I just want to go out, but I have to do this. So let us know all the things that you can't stand about chores. Chime in from wherever you are. Write us in the comments. Art and I obviously have our own lists, which we will be getting to soon before everybody gets in too crummy of a mood talking about all their chores. So, Art, take it away with our sponsor.
Yeah, thanks, John. And everybody, we appreciate checking out the Life of Dad show. It's being brought to you by lifeofdadshop.com. A lot of cool new shirts, designs that actually I put up there earlier this weekend. So check that out. There's a lot of cool things, not just for you, but for your kids as well. A lot of, Geek Dad shirts, a lot of beer-related shirts, a lot of cool things. Check it out, Life of Dad Shop. Oh, yeah. And my homeboy always rocking the Life of Dad trucker hat. Whether he's sweating at 6 or when he's just rocking a show with me, or when he's drinking a protein shake.
Perhaps my protein shake in my Life of Dad mug. Who knows?
There you go. Everything happens. So cool. Yeah, thanks for watching the show. John, take it away, sir. We have a lot of people checking in all the way.
So. Yeah, people are checking in. I don't know if Art, you can see if the title's on your side of the broadcast or not. I lost the title, but for people listening, the show is about the top 5 chores that you hate doing, and we can go through. I thought it'd be fun to open up with when you were a kid, right? Let's go back to your chore career life. So when I was a kid, the number one chore that I hated more than anything, especially in the winter growing up in New England, was snow and shoveling the driveway. Like, the elation of a snow day was immediately destroyed upon by snow day, no school, get out there and shovel the driveway so Dad can go to work. That was probably, even though it probably happened 5 times a year, 4, 6 at most in a really bad winter, shoveling the driveway would ruin any kind of snow day of no school for me. How about you, sir?
Oh, man, this was back in the day before smartphones, right? So you're sitting up, having breakfast with your family, you have the radio on, listening for your school. Either it's a 2-hour delay, and then
Albemarle County, Bergen County school system, yeah right?
2-hour delay then becomes closed because it kept on. So like, yes, and then you finish your breakfast. You're like, all right, what can I do? And then they're like, well, when you're gonna have to shovel before you do anything else. Man, and what's worse is you finish it, and all of a sudden the city or the town,
and you got to do the end of the driveway again.
You're like, what's happened? For me, it would be we've had cats pretty much and dogs here and there when I was young, but we have cats our whole life. And in the house I was growing up in New Hampshire, the litter box was in the basement, and we'd always put it upstairs into the toilet. So I for some reason, even though it was me and my sister's job, I was the one doing it, probably because I was the youngest.
Yeah.
And I'd have to take the the pooper scooper, get the cat stuff, walk upstairs, and then dump it in there, and then bring that thing back down again. So you're dealing with crap, and then you're actually having to go up and down the stairs. So I hated that chore, man.
Yeah, that's not a good one. Somebody just wrote in, which was my number 2 for being a kid, which was I used to have to take the trash out, which is not a big deal. We happen to have a very long driveway growing up. And so that was a thing. But what they wrote was the actual moment of, I don't even remember the day. Say it was Wednesday was trash day. And every Wednesday I would hear the truck and be like, oh, crap. And I'd be in bed still because it was coming before school. And I'd get out my boxers and run and take everything out. And on the days that I just missed it, it was just like that old, remember that dumb commercial for the one to grow on or whatever, one of those commercials where it was about the dad would help you race to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Every single time I would run out in my bare feet and my boxers and throw it out. I had no smartphone to remind me and no Post-its. I was 16 years old. And man, I hated it because you were always dead asleep and you'd always hear it, that rumble. And I'd have to go do that. That just
What's worse, hearing that while you're in bed or hearing the school bus?
Yeah. Well, that I was good with that. I never had a problem missing. My brother was more of the I'm going to miss the bus. I got to get out and run to it type of thing. I never had a problem getting up for whatever reason. Luckily, I guess.
Nice, man. Yeah, for me, like I'm the total opposite of you because like I would always put the garbage cans out the night before.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! All planning for things and getting ahead of the game. All right. Well, look. Some people do that. Some people literally just would hopefully they would hear it in the morning. There were mornings where I'd get up and do it because I always had to take the dog out in the morning, and that would be the worst. I'd take the dog out, then I'd go back to bed, and then I'd forget, and then be like, "This is my second time I fell asleep," and then I would just be up.
Nice, man.
So those are my probably the early time. All the other chores weren't so bad. People keep putting mowing the lawn on here. I liked mowing the lawn. I'd put in my headphones. No one would bother me.
Yes.
I had like 2 hours of mowing the lawn. I didn't care how hot it was. I'd sweat. I usually had my shirt off, feeling good. Like mowing the lawn was not something that bothered me growing up.
For me, mowing the lawn was great. Like I said, I had the Walkman, not the CD because it always skipped.
Got a yellow Sony Sport Walkman.
Yeah. So the tape thing, and then what was kind of cool, like you kind of tell you had influence because one of my neighbors, my next door neighbor, they had a son that was a few years younger than me. Once he started the chore of mowing the lawn, he was rocking headphones and a cassette too. I was like, all right, sweet. I had some type of.
All you can do is picture back to like '94. I had like my champion sweat shorts on, no shirt, a sweet The Game hat that had like Syracuse on it or just Cuse or whatever. My headphones on. I had the yellow Walkman, Sport Walkman in my pocket, just killing it to like Guns N' Roses or Dr. Dre or whatever. Like it was a nice couple hours. I did not complain about it.
Mixtape, man. Mixtape all the way for me, man.
In fact, mowing the lawn paid for my first boombox that I had, like the very first one. And I remember getting the boombox, and my first 3 CDs were LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, Belle Biv DeVoe, and then Appetite for Destruction, which had already come out. I'm sorry, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. So Appetite for Destruction was like already up. So those are my first 4. And the 5th was Unskinny Bop by Poison. I remember this because I had those 5 for like 6 months because I just stopped mowing the lawn and I never had any money to buy anything else.
Sinclair's probably got a good one right here. Giving goldfish CPR after the toddler throws him in the toilet.
Yeah. Anything involving pets, right?
A lot of diapers. Richie says dusting. I absolutely hate dusting. I don't mind the chore of dusting. The thing that I hate about like dust is when you have to go up like with like a shop vac or like a dust rag or whatever and clean the vents.
Oh yeah, that's
what I'm talking about, like cleaning like the fan vents in the bathroom or the light fixtures that are up high that you really don't see. But then like I clean like once a week the house. That's my thing. Since I work from home and all that stuff. Cleaning's my thing. And the weekends we kind of want to do stuff like go out and just do.
Yeah, you don't want to save that for Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm always have like certain days I clean certain things. It's fine. But there are certain times where I'm like, yeah, I probably should dust that because there's like some like dust bunnies and all that stuff. When you have to get up and clean the fan and the vents, man, I hate that. So I'm with you on some part of that, Richie, with the dusting.
I like and now everybody talking about mowing the lawn with their boom boxes. It was a good time. It was not a problem for whatever reason. It was fun. Yeah, when I was a kid too, like the littler things that like nowadays aren't a big deal. I remember we would have to empty the dishwasher. Like that was whenever it was done, like my brother and I would take turns emptying the dishwasher. And it probably took like 6 minutes, but I would complain about it for 35 before I ever did it. Like I remember like, why do I have to do this? I put the little forks and the big, like the whole entire process of emptying the dishwasher. If I just did it, and probably my parents said that if you just did it, you'd be done already. But I'd complain from like 6:45 to 7:30 that I had to empty the dishwasher.
And now like my daughter puts the stuff into the dishwasher. The other one when the dishwasher's clean, she has to put the silverware away. Because of her height, she can't really reach certain things. But yeah, I mean, they're just like, oh, do I have to do this? I'm like, I'm just asking you to put silverware away. Trust me, things are going to get
literally take it from here and put it here.
And there's columns. Everything
is already organized. Yeah. So you see the big fork, put the other big fork right on top.
A lot of people saying folding. They hate clothes and all this other stuff. I used to work at Aeropostale when I was in college, and they had that board. Like fold clothes, like fold like graphic tees and all that stuff. So like I'd be able to do perfect fold. My wife actually got me, because I wanted this from Amazon, one of those folder things you see at the stores.
Oh, really?
For
Wow.
3 years, I used to rock that. I loved it. And after a while, like as the kids got older and like more clothes came out, I was like, forget this, man. I just fold. Like I don't mind folding laundry, especially like yesterday I was watching football, like the Red Zone. So I was just like folding laundry while watching my
You're in the
fantasy
laundry
game.
zone watching the red zone.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't mind certain things that I can kind of multitask. I get. So we have some people obviously saying like, bathrooms, cleaning the bathrooms is disgusting. Here's another thing I want people to weigh in on. My neighbor and I were talking about this. He does the cleaning as well too. We're talking about toilet bowl cleaners, right? Like, do you feel like you need to buy toilet bowl cleaner, like, whatever the brand is, like the one you kind of like swish across the toilet bowl, or do you like use like the spray that you use for like the disinfectant spray? Because I buy the toilet bowl cleaner. He's like, it's the same thing. It's just in a gel form. I'm like, you're probably right, but I mind over matter or whatever. I still kind of use the toilet bowl cleaners.
It's kind of how I feel about all soaps in general. Like they've decided, like whether it's your body, well, if you give yourself a shower, like that somehow body soap and hair soap have to be of a different formulation. When if you look, it's like all the same first 11 ingredients, and then one of them has like jojoba oil and the other doesn't, so it's a whole different thing. But like with the cleaners and stuff like that, I look at them and it's like they all have the same disinfectant, that triclosan or whatever's in there. So what's the difference?
Triple sec?
I think it's triclosan. Triclosan is the cleaning thing in there. And so I think
margarita, you clean the bathroom.
Yeah, shot for you, shot for the floor. Yeah, I just clean it with vodka. It makes it great. Everything smells good. It's like my fraternity house.
Nice, Chrissy. I think you're on team art. Nice. I prefer the gel. It cleans the bowl and surface much better. Yes.
Dude, when you were a kid, so I didn't have to clean the bathrooms when I was a kid, and like my mom would do it, I guess, with the blue. It would have the blue, and like my brother and I would used to argue over who got to pee in the blue, because you only got like one flush of the blue, and then it was gone. And I remember being like, "Oh, you haven't peed in the blue yet. Like, who's gonna do the blue pee?" And then my mom finally was like, I can make both toilets in the house be blue if it's really that big of a deal.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, what was that? Like that one guy when we were growing up, he was like the 1,000 flush. He's like, it'll clean the bathroom up to 4 months. Like that guy. It's like kind of like the Dickie V of like toilet bowl cleaners. Yeah. That thing would never work, man. I just felt like, no, it's not working.
No, it's a weird thing, and I don't know. I just remember like you put it in the tank, a septic tank, and by like the third flush, you're like, is that thing even up there? Or it gets stuck underneath the stopper, so it just run for hours and hours and hours, and fall out of a little 3-cent plastic thing that they made overseas. Like the whole process didn't make sense. Then why is it blue and green? Like I never understood any of the whole thing. So we've never done that in my in the adult Finkel household.
Yeah, neither here. But here's the thing too. A lot of people are saying yard work. David's chiming in. I don't mind mowing the lawn, weed whacking or weed eating, whatever you call it, like edging, whatever, wherever part of the thing you're from, country, you might have a different term for it. I don't mind that. When the leaves fall, raking. I hate raking, man. That is the worst.
Raking, the problem with raking was like, especially growing up, we don't have that many trees on our property now, but our property in New Jersey was very woodsy. And growing up, you'd wait. Like my dad would, obviously never do it. It was up to me and my brother. And he'd be like, all right, now you're going to do it. And we'd be like, but it's still falling and we want to wait. Because if you did it too early, you'd literally have to do it 2 full times. But there was that middle zone of like, it's looking ridiculous out there.
Yeah.
We should probably go do it. But if we do it, we're still going to do it again in 2 weeks when the rest of the leaves fall. And I remember this one landscaper we had, because I remember like I pulled him aside and I was like, hey, what does it cost? Like I'll pay you to do my chore or whatever. And he was like, all these people are so dumb. Like the leaves preserve the lawn in the winter. I know it doesn't look good, but you should just leave them. The lawn dies when you take away all the, whatever it is on the leaves of the protection lawn. And I went in and gave this whole spiel to my dad, like, Dad, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you could really protect your lawn better by leaving all the leaves to sit on the winter, and it creates a nice environment over the grass for the seeds to grow. It'll be a much hardier grass in the springtime. And that lasts about 7 seconds before I had a rake in my hand and I was outside raking the leaves.
Did it work or no?
No, not at all. He looked at me, he's like, that sounds like good science. Now go rake the yard.
Did you have like a PowerPoint, like a briefcase full of crackers?
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Let me talk to you about the benefits, the pros and cons of raking and not raking. So now, now we just go out and get it done.
Now, when we talked about, a lot of people now are talking about cooking. They don't like, they don't like cooking and all that stuff. We were talking, I think, during our fantasy football traditions where you love, you make the Finkel bomb, the steak bomb, and all that stuff. You guys mind cooking? Like, who does the cooking in your house? Like, I don't mind cooking at all.
Yeah, well, neither one of us really does the. My wife makes an excellent salmon, and we usually have that like standard on Monday night. And the rest of it, we've honestly been trying rotating food services left and right, just because both our schedules, we both typically either get home or finish work around 6. Now with softball and t-ball, I coach, I help assistant head coach of my son's team. So like you at 6:30 when you're finally getting in from whatever activity in school, like neither one of us have any interest in starting doing all that stuff. So we've been trying all like Freshly and Blue Apron, all those kind of things. And typically, at least one night a week, it's peanut butter and jelly and Chef Boyardee or whatever. But like ultimately the issue for me has always become, and anybody can jump in here, I would far prefer to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a bowl of cereal than have to touch a dish. So like even if my wife's willing to make a really nice meal, if the trade-off, if she's like, hey, I'm going to make us a beef tenderloin or whatever, if you do the dishes, my answer is always like, nah, I will have a bowl of cereal. I don't want to touch a dish. I hate doing dishes.
All right, here's some hacks for that, right? If you want a good meal, and obviously for you living in Texas, the weather should be good year-round. Grill your meat.
Yeah.
One less pot and pan you have to worry about, so grill the meat.
Yeah.
For me, I clean as I cook. If I have something like in the oven, I always put the foil down to create the less mess.
Okay.
A lot of things, because I hate cleaning up like stuck on stuff, whatever the case may be. You can put like some soap on there and let it like sit in warm water for a little bit. It doesn't really, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So for me, I put the foil down, try and make a lot of things cooking. While it's like cooking, I can kind of clean up the other stuff. So I kind of like multitask when I'm cooking.
All right.
When my wife cooks on the weekends, there's a thing I'm like, hey, did you put foil on that? And she'll give me the stare. I'm like, all right, I'll go out of the room. But it's like your
backseat cooking. Is that what you're doing? Your backseat barbecuing and cooking. You know what? So I bought, in order to before we settled on what we were trying to do, I bought a total infomercial, those red copper things. One night I was like, you know what? If I could cook my eggs and just slide them off and make chili and throw chocolate in there and everything comes off, I would do that. They are a revelation, dude. They work. I couldn't believe it, but they work. They completely and totally work. We've had them for like a year and a half. We don't cook more in them. My wife cooks a lot of stuff in them. But I make eggs like 4 or 5 times a week. Eggs are my go-to, hey, let's have them for breakfast. Let's have them for dinner. Let's have them for lunch.
Breakfast for dinner is awesome.
I do that all the time. I try to do I've slowly settled into the Monday night is the night that usually we'll cook. And my wife makes salmon great. I've been doing sloppy joes once a week occasionally, and then just tacos. Those are the extent of what I can make. That's it.
We made my wife went out with one of her friends, so it was just me and the girls, and I was like, "What do you guys want?" And they gave a list, and the top one was sloppy joes. We had sloppy joes, tots, and green beans.
Yeah, dude, that's at least you had green beans. I made the sloppy joes, and it was 2 pounds of meat and some wheat bread, and I was like, "This is how it goes." Now, I had that was the first time. The second time I corrected all that and I got the Hawaiian King's bread, the good rolls. But there's a reason you put on the Sandler, Lunch Lady Land song, and you make it a whole good time. So neither one of us do a ton of cooking. My default is I could eat 11 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at any given time of the day with a big glass of milk. So I am never above just saying to the kids, we're having sandwiches tonight, and that's what we're going to enjoy, or a yogurt.
A yogurt, nice. All right, cool. A lot of great people chiming in with a lot of great things, but what do you think? Should we get into the Life or Dead Quick Five with Tim Allen right now?
Yeah, we can get in with Tim. Yeah, let's get in with Tim Allen, and I think people have written the list so far. I think people have gone through everything that we were going to go through the top 5. The only 2 that no one has mentioned that I thought somebody would mention at some point is making the school lunches for the kids in the morning. Short but thankless. They typically pretty much eventually hate everything you put in the lunch. As far as after 2 days all of a sudden it's like, I don't want that anymore. I hate apple slices after you love apple slices. Or my wife, my daughter told me this morning she never eats string cheese after eating it every day for like years. All of a sudden, I hate string cheese. I won't eat it ever again. Well,
especially when you buy it, right? So
yeah. So that was one where I think it doesn't take up a lot of time and it's not annoying, but it is very, very, it is thankless.
When they get a little bit older, sir, your kids will do it. You might help them out with, like, sometimes I'll put chicken noodle soup in their lunches with a thermos, and I'll cook that for them or just heat it up. Other than that, like, they just make them do it on their own when they get a little bit older, and you'll.
Yeah, they do the snacks by themselves and they can put it together. But if I let them just do lunch, it's 4 apple pouches and that's it. Nice. 4 applesauce pouches and nothing else.
Gotcha. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's just run into the Life of Dad Quick 5. You can go to lifeofdad.com or go on iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, listen to the whole thing. Tim Allen actually opened up a great deal on not only Toy Story 4 and Last Man Standing, but fatherhood. He was very honest. Like, there was a lot of cool things that he kind of talked about, certain things that he was nervous, happy, or kind of scared about when it came to fatherhood. This is just Life of Dad Quick 5 that we always do at the end of the Life of Dad podcast. But check out the whole show. And here's the quick 5. Enjoy. Hey everyone, Eddie here for the Life of Dad show, and I'm happy to have actor and comedian and dad Tim Allen. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me, Tim. How you doing, sir?
Good, great today. Thanks for asking.
Tim, do you guys have a favorite family movie you all like to watch together?
Sound of Music.
Nice. Favorite song you guys like to sing and dance to as a family, or is there a band that you love to introduce your kids to?
Oh, Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling.
Nice, love it.
Can't stop.
Nice. Describe the perfect family vacation. Where would it be?
We go to a little cottage in Leland, Michigan, and it's right on the Lake Michigan. We have a beautiful little area of the beach, and we got places. And all 3 of us, my older daughter's now in her own life, but the young one, she likes to golf with us. We all like to do that together.
Excellent. And a lot of people, myself included, are very excited for Toy Story 4. Talk to me about your impressions of the film, and also, too, what is Buzz Lightyear's best character trait?
Buzzier's, we'll go backwards. His best character trait, he's a little distracted, so he comes up as dim. And I can't give you the line, but there's a new character in the Toy Story 4 that everybody cares about. And Buzz just offside, he'll just, like, he does, I'm not giving the line, but he'll just said, like, very flat, I think he's in great danger. But everybody's, where is he? I think he's in great danger. And I like the fact that Buzz says things calmly, and it kind of settles it down. But my God, everybody, the house is on fire, but Buzz would go, I think the house is on fire. And I love the fact that he's calm about stuff. Toy Story 4, continue on the path they're on, and they're very early in my end of it, but I've read the whole thing, got all the way to the end, and it's a magical experience when they can get past Toy Story 3, which was wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful movie on every level. This is expanded, clever, funny. It's Avengers 4 if you like big movies. Avengers 4 I love, or 3, whatever the last one was.
Infinity War, right? Infinity War, yeah.
Infinity War had so many vignettes, but each vignette was a great little movie in itself, and they all fit together. And I said, I love all that stuff. It's big. I have jokes about all of them. It's a bit much. It looks like a costume party sometimes. We have too many superheroes standing. You're going, where do you guys get these uniforms? Who makes this stuff? Where did the Ant-Man get it? Who makes it? It wasn't Michael Douglas. There's no sewing machine in that movie. Who made that? Yeah. They had to go someplace, and he had to go, more like an ant. No, a wasp. The wasp is the thief. Well, who makes these things? Right. But anyway, that said, the Toy Story 4 is very much like that. It's wonderful, and it ties it all together, and I can't give away any more. That's it. It's just wonderful.
I appreciate that. And lastly, in regards to stand-up, do you have a favorite venue you love to perform at?
This year, no, I haven't done Texas yet. I haven't done Austin, actually. And I'm doing Sugarland, too. I like Texas, number one, period, for a lot of different reasons. But I have to say I did the Ryman in Nashville, where Elvis played. And I'm telling you what, I didn't like it when I first walked in there because it was daylight. And we had to do a sound check, and there was stained glass. It's a church. I felt weird about performing my performance in a church. But that night, those wooden pews packed, and it was Elvis, the Righteous Brothers, Minnie Pearl, Charlie Pride. You see all the pictures. I was overwhelmed at the actors, the acts that have been on that stage, and we smoked that room, and it was a great show. And I love Nashville, and I performed there many times, but the Ryman in Nashville was a special experience.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Cool. So there you have it. There was the Life of Dad Quick 5 with Tim Allen. Of course, he's going to be in the show Last Man Standing on Fox next week. And of course, Toy Story 4 next year as well. But I love the Ant-Man and the whole costume. Like, where are they getting these costumes?
Of course, he has a bit. I was just hoping we should have had him do one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you and I were talking last week, I was like, man, that's doing pretty good right there. I love that, man.
I liked Tim Allen before Home Improvement. Like, his HBO special was one of the first specials. It was an adult special. It was not for, safe for kids. I was probably like 15 or 16. I was still in high school for sure when I found it. And I must have watched it 1,000 times, man. I rewired it. His whole bit just spoke to me, man. I loved it. And then the show came out as obviously more family, sitcom related, but I've probably been on the Tim Allen train for like 30 years now.
I will say, like, in that stand-up, there was a thing where he was talking about, like, again, chores. This fits well. He was talking about cleaning, and like he said, like the vacuum, where like he'd be vacuum over something and like it wouldn't pick up. So he'd bend over, pick it up, look at it, drop it, and he tried, like, why is it enough picked up? I was like, I think that vacuum needs more power.
Oh, that was the best bit, dude. He had one which I'll keep it super safe, but he was talking about when his wife was getting on for cleaning the tub, and he's like, the best way to get out of doing it is to make sure she walks in on you naked, cleaning the tub, bending over. She'll never ask you to clean the tub ever again. He goes, there's a little wildebeest action there.
So for more laughs, go to lifeofdad.com. Check out the podcast wherever you download podcasts. And again, John and I always thank you for checking out the show. You want to wrap it up, sir?
Yeah, thank you guys. What we're going to do is we'll put in like the top 10 most hated chores on our post on the site. Keep your comments coming. I do jump in later on in the afternoon and write in some stuff. I always have extra thoughts that come out from all your guys' comments, and send them on in. Follow the show at Life of Dad Show, and also make sure you follow us for updates and things that are going on the show, but also to continue the conversation here at Art83 for the backward Red Sox hat man right there, and at John_Finkel right here. Give us a follow. We write about all kinds of stuff from the show, follow-ups on the show, what's coming up on Wednesday and things like that. So we appreciate all your time for joining us, and I like that we're seeing the same group of people. I feel like we have a crew here, the Kingbirds of the world, Vieros, Crispy, all these guys are coming in that I recognize the names. We're becoming a real LOD family here. So I appreciate you guys watching every week.
One more thing, because everyone participated really well. I'm not going to ask a trivia question, but the first 5 to email me, art at lifeofdad.com, is going to get an OG Life of Dad shirt, an old school Life of Dad, the shirt with the logo on it, so you can rock the Life of Dad style wherever you're at. And also take pictures of you and your kids with them and share it with us on either Facebook or Twitter or any of our handles. We'd love to see it. But the first 5 people, just no question, nothing. Just email me, art at lifeofdad.com. We'll hook you up with Life of Dad t-shirt. All right?
Well,
Sound good?
You got a first timer over here. First time, short time. So Mike Fredericks, thank you for joining. We'll make you into a first time, long time. We appreciate it. Follow Seth asked that Art is at Art83 and on Twitter. And I am at John_Finkel on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, and either Life of Dad on Instagram, Life of Dad Facebook. Obviously, you're here, so you know where we're at. And Life of Dad Show on Twitter.
All right, look forward to it. Let me know if you do follow, and we'll connect. Thank you, guys.
Cool. See you guys.